Hey, NAIA football fans, Corey Thorpe here with another edition of the NAIAF Ball podcast brought to you by our friends at AdCraft USA. You heard them just on the ad read before, but it's always good to mention them twice. Tonight we have it's always a treat to interview a coach. It's why I say that. It's always a treat. Tonight we have James Miller, the head coach from Reinhardt University. Coach, how's North Georgia this evening?
Pretty good. It's about to get really cold. We're supposed to get a little bit of snow
Oh, crap.
Sunday. Actually, had kids coming on campus, and we had to cancel them today because it's supposed to be 100% on Sunday, and then not get warm enough for the snow to melt away on Monday. So
Oh, crap.
just to
That
be
means
safe,
if y'all are going to
had
get
to.
cold, that means we're fixing to get cold. I don't like that idea.
No, no, I'm not a super huge fan of being cold, but it is what it is, man. So we'll make do.
It'll make pretty pictures at least.
That's right. My three boys will love it, so they'll get a kick out of that.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, it was great to see you in Durham. Wasn't that such a fun town to putz around in?
I think Durham's a great place. I think it's a good place for the national championship. It was a really good setup. I think the city has. I used to recruit, in North Carolina when I was at UNC Pembroke. Probably, gosh, it's been almost 10 years ago now, and Durham has changed drastically in the last 10 years. I mean, that place is. It doesn't even look the same.
You can tell they've definitely put a lot of thought into it, that's for sure. But what I really want to ask about is getting to coach your guys one last time at the Senior Classic. You had three or four guys there from Reinhardt that you got to coach up one last time, including, I mean, you were the offensive line coach. You got one last shot with Jake Brock to whip him into shape.
Yeah, that's right. No, it was. To be honest with you, it was one of the best experiences I've ever had. Um, I worked for a great guy. I'm going to pronounce his name incorrectly, so I'm just going to say Coach B because that's what he went by when I was with him. He was our head coach. He's at Missouri Baptist, and he was phenomenal to work with. And Ryan Smith on the other side of the ball was a really good guy. It was really cool because you just got to meet a bunch of coaches that I've never met before. I got to work with Billy Hall and Jake and Isaiah Blake and Tion Burrows one last time. And then I got to work with some other kids, and we had a great group of kids. We didn't have a single attitude issue, a single maturity issue whatsoever. All our kids were awesome. They bought into what we were doing. We practiced them hard. They freaking did it 100 miles an hour. I mean, I thought NAI did a really, really good job with it. Lindsay, that put it on, was phenomenal. Um, it was just a great setup. The kids really enjoyed it. I can't say enough good things about it. I mean, it was really first class.
Offensively, you kind of lose what was the centerpiece kind of your skill players there in Billy Hall. Um, is going on after graduation there, but you do return some really nice pieces, especially at running back. And I don't know really what you want to call Dylan Kelly. He's listed as all-purpose on the All Mid-South Appalachian team. But talk about your offense and what you've got coming back in 22.
Sure. Well, we're in a little bit of a transition, to be honest with you. Um, our offense coordinator got a job, and he Coach Jones, who's like a brother to me. I wouldn't call him a friend. He's definitely family. Will be forever. Got a job at Mercer University as a running backs coach. So super excited for him. He deserves it. He works his tail off, and everything he's worked so hard for has come to fruition. So we're excited for him. So with that being said, we're kind of transitioning, getting ready to make some hires official. They're not quite official yet, but they're pretty close. And once they're official, I'll announce what we're who we're going with and all that kind of stuff. But we're in a transition within our program for a good reason. I mean, anytime guys can better their family, better their life, I'm all for it. I know guys aren't going to stay at Reinhardt forever, and we're just all about trying to, get them where they want to go, help them reach their dreams and aspirations, and I feel like we did that. So, with that being said, we're in a little bit of a transition, and that's the responsibility of the head coach to help with this transition and help our kids, and they know it and they're prepared for it, and we're going to go attack this thing come spring. And so, we might be changing a little bit offense from what you've seen from us in the past, and we're going to figure out how our pieces that we currently have on our roster and the pieces that we are busting our butt to bring into our program fit into what we're going to be doing in the future. So offensively, we got a lot of really good players still. Devin Collins is coming back, our leading rusher. Great player, great kid. He's going to graduate this spring, and he's going to be working on his master's when he comes back for his last season. Dylan Kelly, who you mentioned, playmaker. You can put him all over the field. He's a passing threat. He's a running threat. He's just a threat in general. Obviously, at quarterback, we gotta figure out. We got one guy in the program that's coming back named Hunter Arders, who is Billy's backup. Great leader, super great kid. As of right now, he's probably going to be going in the spring the starter. We took a kid out of the transfer portal named Taylor Jackson, who's in the program now, that will compete with him for the job, along with another kid named Trey Cloud out of the transfer portal that will get his opportunity to all come in here and compete for that job. And then up front, we got some guys back. We got some guys that are we took at semester as well. Actually two transfers at semester to help us out up front. And so excited to get those guys in the mix and see where we can go.
Absolutely. Coach Jones was so kind, to me when I came in on on that game against Faulkner. So that thrills my heart to hear that he is moving on up.
First class human being. That's what
man.
I'll say about him. And people are probably like, why would you say this on a podcast? Well, you're going to figure out at one point or another. So I don't really get caught up in all that stuff. We're going to try to figure it out the best we can.
Yep. Defensively, you've got quite a few pieces coming back at all three levels. You've got a all-conference player coming back, whether it be John Perry on your line, Kenneth Lowry at linebacker, or Kevion Whitlock and Kellen Neal on the back end. Talk to me about continuing to smother on defense.
Yeah, I mean, our defense coordinator, Greg Blue, he did a great job for us this year. This is his first year coordinating. I'm just ecstatic with the job he did. Our kids play extremely hard. It's kind of the culture we've at Reinhardt, but he's even elevated that to the next level. He's John loafs. If you're going to loaf, you're not going to play at Reinhardt. And we chart those things in practice. We chart those things in games, and it's probably our number one thing that we try to get corrected on a daily basis, besides scheme stuff. And he just did a phenomenal job getting our kids in the right position. He's coming back, like you mentioned, all those guys, along with some guys that we've added at semester and then are recruiting currently. We got some holes to fill. Tion Burrows is probably a once in a, so often football player. He's a two-time All-American. He's a 4-time all conference. I think he's either second or third all time in sacks. Just a phenomenal player, phenomenal kid. So we're really going to miss him. We're going to miss Hervé. He was kind of that just tough guy that came to work every day with his hard hat. Great leader. But that's that's why this is coaching. We got to coach the kids up we got to get them to that level. I think we got some guys that are ready to step up, and we got some guys we got to continue to develop. And that's what makes spring exciting. It's an opportunity to see guys mature and grow as men and get better. And we're going to go attack it hard.
So your first year at Reinhardt in 2017, y'all went and played against St. Francis in the national championship, and so now we're about a cycle of players later, and so you're kind of running short on players that remember what it's like to play in that national championship game. How do you instill that championship standard in your kids? Um, a cycle out of that national championship game.
It's just what we do every single day. I'm a big believer in how you do anything is how you do everything. Um, whether that be jogging to station in the weight room. If you're on the ground, get up fast. Coach asks you a question, it's yes, sir. Hear it, little stuff like that we do on a consistent basis. Playing hard, something that we're going to demand every single day. Practicing hard, something that we're going to demand every single day. We're going to coach these kids really, really hard to do things the Reinhardt feel like is the right way to do things. And it's hard. It's hard, man. It's hard to do things like Nick Saban's done. It's hard to do what Chris Oliver's built at Lindsey Wilson or coach at Morningside. I'm losing my mind.
Oh, I know it.
Right. Coach Ryan's done at Morningside. I mean, stuff like that. I got so much respect for those guys to be able to do that year in and year out. And, that's what we're really trying to figure out. How can we get over that hump and get back there? And it's hard. It's hard when you get in the playoffs because everybody's good and everybody's very talented. And the team that makes the least amount of mistakes, the team that stays healthy, the team that gets a little lucky is the team that but you got to make your luck too. So, we're doing everything we can every single day. I don't know everything about football, but I do know we're going to bust our ASS in anything and everything that we do. And it's important to me. It's important to me that the kids graduate. It's important to me that we develop them for the next phase of their life, the next 30 to 40 years. And I'm a big believer if you do tough things while you're here, it's going to help you when you face that adversity when you get in the real world. And that's what we try to do every day is instill that stuff into them.
So, Coach, I did notice that coming soon to Reinhardt University, coming this spring, in fact, is a flag football team, and that is something that I know the NAIA is really pushing for, and I'm super excited to see it grow. Talk about having a flag football team and what that means for Reinhardt going forward.
Absolutely, I think it's. I just think it's a great thing for our university. Obviously, it brings a whole new element of students to the university. I've met the coach briefly for a hot minute. She's a great lady. She's going to do a phenomenal job. She's got great energy about her. She's been recruiting her butt off. If you've seen it on Twitter, she's all over the place. I think she was in Texas last week. I'm excited for those girls. I mean, I'm definitely going to watch. Maybe they can teach us something for sure. So excited about that. Excited to get them on campus. Can't wait to figure out sharing the field. That's always fun. And we'll we'll figure all that out. Though I'm super pumped that they're going to be part of our great university, part of our great athletic department. It's gonna be tremendous for our place for sure.
Absolutely. It is going to be fun. I'll be helping a little bit with Thomas University down in Thomasville,
Cool.
Georgia,
Yes, sir.
and being around that. So I'm sure that I'll see Reinhardt around there. Looking forward to watching that game grow. Um, One of the things I've been asking everybody, and kind of getting responses, is something that's kind of been uh it's kind of a scratch my brain here thing on you know how the NAI does certain things and how you do it in your own context. But how do you and the Reinhardt Athletic Department engage and build your support base and your relationships outside the lines to grow the program, to grow what you can do as an athletic department and as a university?
Man, that's a great question. Um, Small college football is very, very hard. Um, our the part of, I don't want to say for us, but we're a very young program. I mean, we're only 9 years into this thing. So I don't even have alumni yet that I can go and say, hey, do you want to give back to the program? That feel comfortable doing that probably yet, which can make it hard. We're really going to try to do community outreach this spring. Just get into businesses, get the community involved in any way we can to get people on campus, um, just to try to see what product that we do have. Like, you come watch a Reinhardt game, you're going to see a really good football game. It's a lot like recruiting. People don't, certain people in high school don't know NAIA. And I go and tell them, I played at Virginia Tech. I've coached at Virginia Tech. I've coached at Division II. Like, NAIA football is really, really good football. And once you see it, you'll understand what I mean. And, because we got kids that come into our program and think they're going to be bad dudes. And then they get out there on the practice field and they figure out that these guys can play. And they're like, oh boy, I stepped into a better situation than I thought. And because it's dang good football. And we got really good kids that care about what they're doing. I mean, I tell our guys all the time, I got more respect for our guys than I do almost as much for guys I played with, because these guys sacrifice so much to play. They're not on full rides. They're paying to go to school, but they love the game so much and it means so much to them that they're to make those sacrifices in order to play. And that's what makes it special. And that's what makes it special to me and special to them. And that's what makes me work so hard for them, because I know what sacrifices they're making. I got to make it for them. So I think just getting out in the community, and then it's hard for us too, because we're in Atlanta, and Atlanta's always got something going on, whether it be the Hawks, the Braves, Kennesaw State. You always got something going on. So, getting out in those communities and really trying to get that engagement and getting those fans in the stands is important to us, and it's something that we got to improve and get better at, and we're going to try to figure that out this spring to help it, so we can bolster our community relations, and the people of Canton can feel great the product we're putting out there on a yearly basis. So that's I think all small college football, especially ones that are close to big cities, struggle with that a little bit. And it's something that I gotta probably collaborate with other coaches across the country and see what they do.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I'm asking the question is just kind of getting a feeling for what that looks like in different folks' context. I'll be really interested to ask folks like Mark Henninger from Marion, who's right there in smack dab in the middle of Indianapolis, in that big city feel, like you said, how do y'all do that? Um,
Mm-hmm.
Or
Oh, it makes it tough because are you
yeah,
going to go to Reinhardt or are you going to go to Georgia on Saturday?
right. Are you gonna go? Are you gonna go stay at home and go watch Tech? Or are you gonna, even late in the season you had the Braves doing so well. Go Braves, World Series champs.
That's
Um,
right.
so it was hard to compete with that Braves team catching fire.
Alexa off. Sorry.
But I
My son's alarm to go to bed.
we'll definitely wrap this up. Then I
No,
understand.
you're good. You're good. You're swimming right now.
I
You're good.
understand. But yeah, it's just one of those things that gotta you've got to figure out how to do that, and there's a lot of answers from across the nation. But I will definitely I'll let you get back to the family. I know it's
Oh
about
no,
time to
no, you're good, man. Well, hey, we really appreciate everything you guys do to promote our sport. Um, I can't say enough things about y'all. Uh, you guys, you understand how good NAIA football is, and you guys promote it as good as anybody. And I know my guys are thankful for it. Our coaching staff is thankful for it. And I know other head coaches across NAIA are thankful for everything you guys do to promote our sport and make us better. And we couldn't do it without you. And just keep doing what you guys are doing because you're putting us on the map. And that's important as anything of getting people in the stands is getting this type of content out there as much as possible so people know NAIA football is a great product with great kids and great players. And it makes it special. So we appreciate it, Reinhardt, for sure.
appreciate you, Coach.